I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Rome Pre-Owned Sales, located at 949 Floyd Avenue in Rome. If you're in the market for a quality pre-owned vehicle and great customer service, make sure you check them out. A special thank you to General Manager Anthony Mariani for his support of the Rockpile Sports Network and local sports here in the Mohawk Valley. Your sponsorship truly helps us continue to highlight our athletes, coaches, and teams. If you or your business are interested in sponsoring the Rockpile Sports Network, feel free to reach out to me directly at coachkorg23@gmail.com. Let's welcome everybody to the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch here on Sunday morning. Good morning and welcome to the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch. I'm your host, as always, the coach, Rocky Crigliano. Thanks for tuning in here this morning. If you're following on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe and follow me on all social media platforms. Excited to talk today, this morning, to RFA head girls volleyball coach, Coach Pete. Keoviengsamay is going to join me here in just a moment. Hopefully I didn't butcher Coach Pete's last name. And followed up at about the bottom of the hour at about 9:30, we'll talk to CVA head boys basketball coach Luke Judd. Both coaches and teams off to a great start on the season. We'll talk to them, get their thoughts on the second half of the season and a playoff push and much more. So make sure to follow me across those social media platforms. Stay tuned to the end of the show. I got a surprise for everybody today at the end. Some good news here for the Rockpile Sports Network. So make sure to tune in. And stay tuned to the end. If you have any questions, comments for any of the coaches, put them in the comment box. I'll try to bring over as many as I can here this morning. And at the end of the show, I will also give you my picks for the NFC and AFC championship games today. So without further ado, let's bring Coach on here this morning. Let's see if we can get Coach. Coach, there you are. How are you, my friend?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for inviting me.
No, it's great to have you on here this morning. I appreciate you taking the time. So, Coach, let's dive right into this thing here. I wanted to first start. You guys are coming off a season last year, 20-1. You guys went on to win a Section 3 title. How do you go into a year this year after the team that won it all last year with the mindset? How do you rally the team, and how do the girls stay upbeat? You know, knowing that they were the team that won it all last year. Can you hear me, Coach? Coach, can you hear me? Let's see if we can bring Coach back on. Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
I'm not sure it's on my end or yours.
Can you hear me, Coach, or you having? Can you hear me, Coach?
It's buffering right now. I'm not sure if it's your end or my end, but I checked my network's pretty good. I can hear you on and off.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask you from last season, from your team winning a Section 3 title. You guys had a great season last year. How do you take that momentum into this season?
Sorry, what's the question? It's buffering.
I said, how do you take a season from last year where you girls won a Section 3 title and coming into a season where you guys are kind of the team to beat from a 20-1 season last year? We'll see if we can get Coach back on. I'm not sure. He might have been having some technical difficulties on his end, but we'll see if we can get him back on here in a moment. Before we jump back in with Coach, we'll try to make that happen. Some technical difficulties, but we'll see what we can do. I do want to run through some scores On the boys' side last night in basketball, we'll run through boys and girls, and we'll run through some volleyball scores as well. Last night, Beaver River 61-26 winners over South Louis. West Jenny over Institute of Technology 63-59. Fulton beat Central Square 77-63. Oswego beat Phoenix 69-38. CBA beat Fowler 66-52. Fabius Pompey beat Lafargeville 57-45. Watertown over South Jeff 61-36. Copenhagen 70-47 winners over Belleville Henderson. Syracuse Academy of Science beat Chittenango 57-50. Indian River beat Canton 56-54. APW over Manlius Pebble Hill 53-31. Stackett Harbor 67-51. They move to 11-2. On the girls' side, Lafayette 58-56 over Morrisville Eaton. CBA beat West Genesee 55-43. CBA girls move to 11-1 on the season. West Hills 63-24 over Solvay. Lafargeville beat Watertown IHC 41-34. Belleville Henderson 40-36 over Alexandria. Frankfort Schuyler girls remain unbeaten 65-42 over Cato Meridian. They move to 13-0. Sherburne Earlville 42-34 winners over Canastota. Fulton beat Indian River 59-43. Liverpool beat Henniger 56-37. Weedsport over Onondaga 46-26. Weedsport moves to 11-2. Fayetteville Manlius beat Chittenango 66-34. And locally here, VVS beats Little Falls 43-42. So let's see if we can try Coach one more time. We got him backstage. We'll bring him on here now. Coach, any better?
I think so.
Okay, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear on my end.
You can hear me then?
I can hear you. We're good to go, Coach.
Okay. Sorry about that. I tested it. Everything good.
No, we're good to go. So let me dive in. I wanted to ask you the question on last season. You girls go 20-1. You win a Section 3 title. You're off to another great start this year. How do you take that momentum from last year into this season?
There's something wrong with the internet. I don't know.
There you are, Coach. I can see and I could hear you loud and clear on my end.
I can't hear anything now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Coach might be having some difficulties because I can hear him and see him loud and clear. We'll see if we can get him here back on here in just a moment. We'll run through some scores on the boys' side volleyball. Only one game last night in action locally. VVS boys, they moved to 7-0, 3-2 over Sequoia Valley. And then on the girls' side, there was some action on Saturday. You had Carthage over Watertown 3-2. We had VVS here locally over Clinton 3-0. Sandy Creek 3-2 over Lowville. Canastota 3-0 over Sherburne Earlville. Camden over Adirondack 3-0. New Hartford remains unbeaten. They moved to 13-0 on the season. They beat Oneida 3-0. And then East Syracuse Manoa 3-2. They beat Whitesboro, who moves to 7-6. So we'll see if we can get Coach on at the end of the show. I am going to go through and give you my pick for the NFC, AFC matchup to see who punches their ticket to the Super Bowl. So we'll get into that. Make sure to stay tuned to the end. I have some exciting news here on the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. I'm excited to share that. And then at the bottom of the hour, we'll talk to CVA boys basketball coach Luke Judd. His team's off to a fantastic start as well in the Tri-Valley. So we'll try Coach Pete here one more time. Let's see if we can wrap him up here. Coach, got any better? Hey, Coach, any better on your end?
I'm sorry, it's on and off. I don't know what it is. It's my network's fine. I don't know if it's the storm coming causing this.
Yeah, I could hear you loud and clear on my end, Coach. So let me try to ask you my question again here.
Can you hear me now?
I can, loud and clear. Good to go. I got you. So, Coach, talk to me a little bit about last season. You guys win a Section 3 title, 20-1, and now you guys come into this season. You and the Hartford as the two top teams to beat. How do you guys take that momentum from last year into this season? Yeah, I know. It looks like Coach is having some technical difficulties. We'll see if we can try to get him on. We'll try it here in just a little bit, and then we'll see if we can get Coach Judd on a little early. So we'll try to get him on here as well. Both coaches with two great seasons, off to two good starts. So we'll talk to Coach here in just a little bit. And as I said, make sure to stay on to the end. Got some exciting news here for the Rock Pile. And then I'll give you my NFC, AFC championship picks to see who punches their tickets to play in the Super Bowl. So I'm excited for that. We had the college football national championship game, the historic season of Indiana and Coach Signetti. They punched their ticket. First ever national championship for Indiana. What a story, Indiana. As I said on the college football show this past week, I said you can't ask for a better story. From rags to riches, Indiana, one of the worst programs in college football traditionally, and to see Curt Signetti turn it around in just 2 years was a fantastic one. And Francisco Mendoza, the quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, what a great story all around. And I don't think Indiana's going away anytime soon. They locked some key guys down in the transfer portal. They got some guys that are staying. So Curt Signetti will have that team ranked preseason in my eyes. I think they'll be top 5 to start the season if they're not 1 or 2. To start the year. So I think Coach Pete's on here again. Let's try Coach Pete here one more time. All right, Coach, we're going to try you one more time. Any luck? All right, we're going to have to see if we can roll with Coach. I might have to see if I can record him later in the week and post his interview as we go. So I got Coach Judd on early, so I'm going to bring Coach on with me here. Coach, hopefully you can hear me. There you are. I got you loud and clear.
There you go.
How are you this morning?
Not bad, not bad. Nervous. These things always make me nervous.
You're only on with me. There's not. You're not on ESPN. You're only on with me that gets more viewers than ESPN. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
I appreciate you tuning in. I'm sorry I had the RFA volleyball coach on, and it looked like he was having some technical difficulties. So we'll get you on here a little bit earlier. No problem.
That's fine.
At all.
Whatever works.
All right, Coach. So you guys are off to another great start on the season. You guys are led by your senior Kelvin Jakeways and junior Braden Smalls. First, talk to us about how special those two are.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it. I've been lucky the last handful of years, and it's been a long, process of feeding us some pretty good players, and they're the next in line. But I've had the luck of having a really nice feeder program, and I think all of us benefit from that. And I got to tip my hat to the dads in the youth program and my modified coaches over the years and my JV coaches, and they've done a really good job with these guys. So, I mean, Calvin's probably one of the best shooters I've ever coached. Plays with a ton of energy, and Braden Smalls has got the whole package. Can do everything on the court. So I'm pretty lucky.
So, Coach, for this season, through the first, I think you guys have played 13 games so far this season.
Yes.
Through those first 13 games, what have you learned about this team?
Um, that honestly, in the build up to this year, I was concerned about our, us at the defensive end of the floor. And I feel like that we've proven that, I can game plan with these guys and they're going to follow a game plan and they're going to also be, I'm going to have the ability to adjust in games. And honestly, I knew this group could score all the time. But one of our focuses in the offseason, whether it be fall league or summer league, was, we have to play defense. We have to play both ends. And, I've been very, very happy with our effort in that. I got to tip my hat to Coach Medicis because he gave me the idea of doing like a blue collar culture point kind of a thing that's recorded in practice and in games and little things like communication and talking. This group was always very quiet. And it's, we've been rewarding that, trying to get kids to be more vocal in practice even. And it's carrying over and helping a ton. So I've been very impressed with how they've responded and learned how to play defense and bought into that end of the floor.
Coach, don't give him any shout outs on this show because he normally comes on with me. He's been busy with his own kids in
Yeah,
basketball,
yeah.
but he's been on with me here numerous times. And any plug we can give him, let's not boost his ego any more than. But he I'm just kidding. He's a humble guy. He's done a great job here in Rome, and I know you guys will be playing him here pretty soon, which I'll ask you about that game here in just a little bit. That'll be a fun one for sure. So,
I
Coach,
hope. I hope.
I went back over the years and I followed you guys and you've done a great job with this program. And it's nice to hear you say you credit a lot of the lower levels. My son's on the modified Rome team and played your modified boys team. And you got a great group of kids, coming up, as you said, through that feeder program. But I went back over the last 5 years and you guys have won 83 games in those 5 years. You've only lost 19 games, if my math is right. So over that time, Coach, and even since you've been the head coach, what have been some of the pillars there that have really driven this consistency over the years?
Um, well, I mean, it didn't start off that way. I mean, and honestly, I think that willingness to put time in the off season, and I don't think, and it's the same way for players as it is for coaches. I don't think if you're not going to be willing to put in time pretty much 12 months out of the year,
Yep.
especially in a league like the TVL. And honestly, the league was, when I first came in, the league was just incredible. And I mean, we were just building and trying to get our footing, and you were going to get your butts packed pretty much every night by a really good team, and the league is still solid. And I think if you're gonna be good and compete at this level, I noticed the difference coming from Class C in Mohawk to A with
Yep.
CVA once we combined. What I was doing in Mohawk was good, but it just wasn't enough. And if you're not willing to put the time in, it's not worth it to the kids, and it's not worth it to the school that you're representing. So I think that's the biggest takeaway that I have. And in Mohawk, I felt, and I've said this to a lot of people, I feel like in Mohawk, all I really had to do was open the gym and get the kids playing. And then Class C basketball, that was enough for me to have the Jimmies and Joes that I needed to compete. And in Class A, it's just not enough. We have to do a lot more than that. And I think it's been a fun run. So hopefully it keeps going.
Coach, that's an interesting point. I want to ask you, I want to kind of talk a little bit more about that. So you go from, as you said, Mohawk Class C over to Class A. Has your style of play had to change over the years?
Um, No, I mean, honestly, I was lucky in Mohawk too at the end too that we had. I mean, I had a team in Mohawk and we won a split section title my last year there, and I had a team that had a Division II player, two Division III players, another kid that was a glue guy that was a college football player, and another kid that played college baseball. So I had, at the Class C level, I had really, really good athletes at the end. I mean, not many people in Class C are throwing backside lob dunks and stuff like that in sectional games. And so I was lucky to have some good players. But no, I mean, we want to run. We want to get out and move. We want to play good defense. We want to create misses and run outs and try to get out in transition and play fast. And, I think the one thing that I've learned over the years coaching, I think is that I think I spent way too much time on like a million sets against man to man when so many people around here play zone. And it depends on who you're playing and what the makeup of your team is. And I think I started paring that back and getting more opportunities and I don't know if I want to get too far into the weeds and all that, but just more patterns, things like that, more read and react, more things like where they're just playing basketball. And then we have a handful of sets that we still use, but we are definitely seeing more man to man in the last couple of years than we have probably in all my coaching years previous. So it's been a little bit different, but lately. But yeah, I think I started paring back the amount of practice time that I was spending on that stuff and trying to get a little bit more about getting transition layups and getting out and running and pressuring and all that kind of stuff.
And coach, what they always say, with success comes expectations. And you guys have made runs in the sectionals. You guys have had a great last 5-10 years here. You've done a great job with this program. How do you manage that within the locker room with your players, even again from the modified level, all the way up to varsity?
Well, we talk about our expectations and what we want to do, and and honestly, we talk all the time about how the best teams are player led, and how I want my oldest guys to be able to feel free to lead and be aggressive with the younger kids without being domineering, but trying to show them the right way to be. And it can't all just come from me. It has to be from the top down. And like I said, I got to tip my hat to all the guys that coach these kids coming all the way up through. And it's been circumstantial a little bit for me having boys coming up through the program.
Yep.
And so that's been helpful. I haven't I haven't minded going to a youth game on a Saturday, because usually I have somebody that's related that's playing. So that's been kind of a nice coincidence as well. So.
And coach, I know you've coached. Obviously, you have your youngest son, I think, playing for you,
Yep.
right now. And I know you've coached your son, you've coached your nephew, who was one of the best players in this area. What's it like for you to have family? And even I'm a coach's kid, so I know what it's like to be a coach's kid growing up. It wasn't always the easiest, but I wouldn't change it any other way. What's it been like for you?
Honestly, it depends on the kid. It's they're all so different, and they have different personalities. And like my oldest would have ran through a brick wall for me and never said boo, and is a quiet worker. He was like the ultimate glue guy for us, and we had Jalen O'Neal and
Yep.
Deacon and TJ Luke and all these kids on those teams, and he was kind of the kid that was going to be go out and set screens and rebound and play defense and hit a jump shot once in a while if I need him to. And then I had my middle son last 2 years, and he played behind Deacon his junior year, so he didn't get too much run. And then his senior year, he was a big part of what we were doing last year. And he would tell me everything I did wrong when I got home and sat on the couch with him. So I mean, that was a whole different dynamic. And my youngest is very much like me, and just loves ball and loves to play. And he's again a sophomore on varsity, so he's not getting as much time. And I keep asking him, "You still having fun? You still having fun?" But Stevie Heights at Whitesboro once told me that you got to hope that your kid, if he's on your team, is either the best player or the worst. And I have had neither. So it's been a tough go at times, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It makes it fun to go to work.
And coach, talk to us a little bit about, so you guys have some tough road games. You'll go to New Hartford, you'll go play at Notre Dame, and then early February, I'll get a chance to see you guys right here, locally, obviously against RFA, who had a tough game the other night. Proctor played really well and beat RFA right here in Rome. But 3 tough road games to kind of towards the end of the season here. What's this team got to do, to finish the year strong and then make another run in sectionals?
It all comes down to those little things. We got to rebound. We talk about rebound margin. And with this group, I feel like we don't have to destroy people on the glass, but it would be nice to win that battle. And we have some size, but it's thin size, so it's always something we focus on like every day, trying to get this team to battle on the glass. We got to defend, obviously, and we talk about our assist level. We really want to share the ball, and I feel like offensively we are noticeably better when we move it. And yeah, we have our focus guys that take the most of our shots, but they're all capable, and we have to move the basketball offensively. So I mean, listen, I've realized a long time ago that everybody's trying to coach and do the same things. It's just a matter of whether or not the kids that you got are going to put the rubber on the road and get it done. So I think our message doesn't change every game. So yeah, I'm not worried about 3 games down the line. We always look at the next one on our list. So we're supposed to play Notre Dame tomorrow, and that's the one that we're dealing with at the moment.
Well, you mentioned some of those football guys from the old Mohawk days, and the only name that stands out to me, when my dad was coaching football at Waterville and I was one of his assistants, I still got nightmares of Carson Murphy back there at quarterback. Man, he was a special talent. He was a good kid, but man, you guys had some players. I remember a lot of those kids from Mohawk.
I mean,
just good
like
kids.
I said, in Class C, when you roll out with a 6'6" kid that can jump out of the gym, it's in football. I mean, I coach those football teams too, and I remember always biting my fingernails, hoping to God he wasn't going to get folded over on one of those rollouts. But yeah, I mean, that kid, he probably could have been a Division I receiver if he wanted to be. He definitely could have played quarterback in Division III, so he had the choice of doing whatever he wanted to do. So, but he loved basketball, so that's the direction he went.
Well, Coach, listen, your program's been really fun to watch, and I can't wait to watch you guys here against Rome. And I followed your whole career, and I'm a big CVA fan. I think you guys do it the right way, and I love watching your youth programs, which I think where it starts. So best of luck to you. We'll do it again soon, and good luck at making a deep run, hopefully in sectionals.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Thanks, Coach.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, he's done a really good job with that program, and I remember some of those Mohawk kids. I got an opportunity to coach against them, and they were just always tough, hard-nosed kids, good kids. Like you said, when you can roll those type of kids out in Class C, it makes all the difference in the world, and he's done a fantastic job since they've merged over to CVA and playing up, in Class A against a really tough Tri-Valley schedule. So best of luck to Coach. Look forward to watching his team here throughout the season, and I know they'll make a deep playoff run as the season goes. So I think we might have Coach Pete on again. We're going to try Coach Pete one more time because I got to talk some girls volleyball with him. He's done a fantastic job here in Rome. I remember when he was at RFA, his family is very well known in the volleyball space. I'm really hoping I can make this happen. Let's try Coach here one more time. Coach, can we got you again?
No, I got it.
We can hear them.
I can see you, and I can.
Can you hear him? I can't.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. You're coming in nice and smooth, so I can hear you. I just don't know if Coach
I can't hear you. I can't.
If Coach can hear me. It doesn't look like he's able to hear me. Let me see if I can switch anything on his end.
I still can't.
Yeah, for some reason, Coach can't hear me, but I can hear you. Any luck, Coach? I don't think Coach can hear me. All right, we might have to try to get Coach on here. Maybe I'll see if I can record him later in the week. He must be having some technical difficulties because I I just had Coach Judd on, and everything was pretty smooth on my end and his end. So Coach might be having some problems, but Coach has the girls playing again really well. They're off to a really good start again this season. They're 13. Let me go back down. He's going to try to jump on here again. Hey, Coach.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, finally. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
We're good. Yes.
Technology is great, but also not great sometimes.
Hey, Coach, it's okay. We got you. I'm pumped up to have you. First, listen, thanks for coming on here this morning on Sunday. It really means a lot to me, and I'm so excited to have you talk about not only the team, but the program. You and this team and the girls have done a fantastic job over the years. Talk to us about what's been special about this team this year.
I've been fortunate every year. I've been having a great team, and this is another team that's been really great. And it really started with them believing in themselves and believing in the program. And it goes back to my whole motto: trust the process. The hard work will pay off, and that's what they've been doing. And they've been great so far. And just playing a game of volleyball, that's been really fun for them.
And Coach, with your team off to another good start, what stood out to you the most so far about this team? I know every year every team's different, every team's built different, leadership changes over the years, but what stood out to you the most about this group?
This group here, we had a change, like in football. We have a different quarterback, and with that quarterback, there's adjustments that be made. That connection piece with the hitter and the setter. And once that quarterback understood her role, the connection started happening, and we started getting better and better every game. And that connection helped us getting to a point where now we're 14-1 right now. So, and the energy of each girl in the court made a huge difference, and the funness they have on the court it's been huge.
And Coach, I want to talk a little bit about that because I went over through, and I'm a big numbers guy, and I was just talking with Coach Judd, the boys basketball coach at CVA, who's done a great job too over the last so many years. This program over the last 4 years is 65-7 over the last 4 years. That's phenomenal. So now it almost seems like every year we go into the season, it's like RFA, New Hartford are kind of the two teams at the top that are the two teams to beat. How do you take that success every year with your teams?
Well, it kind of goes back to the very beginning when I first took over the program, and it's actually a big help for my family. My wife Rowena, my son Sampi, and my daughter Talia. We actually sat down and discussed where we want to be at, and if I was going to take over RFA, we have to have that reorganization of where we want, because I really want RFA volleyball back on the map where we can compete and be competitive and make a name for ourselves again. And that's restructuring every level from modified JV to varsity, and setting that high standard, high expectation. Because for me, with that high standard, high expectation, it comes high accomplishment, which we've done, where we've won twice the TVL league champs and two sectionals within that 4 to 5 years I've been coaching now. And everybody in the program has believe in that process, and want that part of it, and want to make a name for himself in it, because for the longest time RFA wasn't really well known for the volleyball community, but now I'm hoping we're the talk of the team, of the team to beat almost, so it's getting back that competitiveness for the program, and that's just through the girls program as well as the boys program. We're doing well as well.
And Coach, I'm a Rome guy. I'm born and raised here in Rome, and I've followed all the Rome sports. And when I heard years ago that you got the head job, I was like, this program's in really good hands. There was no doubt in my mind.
Thank you.
That you would not turn this thing around. But I want to talk to you a little bit about the stretch that you guys have had since you've taken over this program, and the rebuild. I really like that, because now that you've rebuilt it, now it's the consistency every year to keep this program where it's at. And again, that's a credit to you. What are some of the core values that you talk about with your team and in the entire RFA program?
Well, it kind of goes back to like it was when I structured it as it's a big help from the other coaches. Like my appreciation for my JV coach, Coach Tessa Samdowski, my modified coaches, Coach Sarah Scott and Coach Liz Crawford. We talked, we discussed how we want the program, and each level follow that process, that program, and each level we just increased intensity to a point where we kind of went from like modified being that new development team, JV being that more advanced development team / competitive team, and then varsity being that competitive next level. And to me, next level is that college level, and honing them on at the skills that's needed because a lot of these girls want to play at the college level. So we really put a lot of intensity on that and helping them not just have fun but learn the whole game of volleyball. Because when you go to off to college, it's definitely NCAA up different level. So everybody from coaches to players were on board of that process, that structure. You know, the hard work, the dedication to commitment. I know a lot of these girls have other things on the side, other sports, but if you want to succeed, just follow my process, and we'll get you there wherever you need to be.
So, Coach, kind of similar to the question I asked Coach Judd here is when you have your team playing so well and you're coming off a Section 3 title from last year, and I know that's ultimately that's the end goal, but you go game to game. How do you handle the extra, your team handle that extra pressure, knowing that you're coming off a year where you did win a Section 3 title? And again, sometimes when you're at the top, you're going to get everybody's best shot week in and week out. Is there any extra pressure for you guys?
We try to kind of work with that pressure, because I'm trying to make the girls like, it's trying to make that 2026 resolution where it's trying to go stress free, pressure free, and then at the end of the day, we just have fun in the game. And that's my rule number one to all the girls: like, have fun. When you have fun, you compete and be competitive. Good things will happen. Put the pressure on the other team. All right. So if we can keep our energy up, we can control the tempo of the game. There's really a team that can or cannot match us. So as long as we follow those basic rules of the game, because at the end of the day, we want to have fun, and when you have fun, good things happen.
And Coach, I think this year's team, you got 6 seniors on that group. Jenna Presky's one of your seniors that I think she's over 200 kills and close to 200 digs on the season. Talk to us a little bit of how special she is, and then talk to us about this senior class.
Yeah, she's been really engaged. She's been that really the go-to person where we're out of system or emerging by play. She's been really smart about making right decisions from making that kill to just recycling the play and giving a chance for our defense to match our offense. And she would definitely has understood that process and know the work it takes. And she's one of my captains, and just not just on the court. She's huge off the court, understanding some 8 new players that what it takes to be at that level. And the 6 seniors, they had me 3-4 years now, and they understood that process. And the team itself, once they understood what it took, and the captains pushed to them about what it take, everyone's on board and want to succeed. And that to do with all the seniors and my 2 captains, Miley and Maglia being the other one that's huge, that keeps the program running and going.
And Coach, talking to us a little bit about, I know you mentioned the seniors have played for you now for 3 to 4 years. What's been the most rewarding thing about this group to see them grow from, that whether it's they played for you as an 8th grader, freshman for you, all the way up through to see where they're at now? What's been the most rewarding thing for you as a coach?
Yeah, it's just that process going up. I mean, I work on not just the physical part of the game, but it's just that mental, emotional part of the game. And so these girls, you just see how much growth they have, success they have, and how much they really care, not just about the sport, but each other. It's just that team part of it, that sisterhood, that family of volleyball that you can see it. I mean, you can see the energy they have compared to any other team. I think they live by the game. They do a lot of great things together, and that's what you need. And I always tell them, if we can't be a team and you're more individual, you can't play volleyball. If you want to be an individual, you could go play tennis, singles tennis, or go swim. That you control your own destiny. But in a game of volleyball, even basketball or team sport, you got to be a team. If you're not a team, you're not going to be able to succeed, because you got to be accountable for each other. And if we're all on board, good things will happen.
And coach, the last question I have for you is from the time you got this job as the head coach to where this program is today, what's changed for you? And then how proud are you right now to see RFA girls volleyball right now at the top?
I'm very proud. I'm actually like sad too, because with rebuilding this program, and this is going to be I'm going to step away after this season. And from the very beginning, and all the girls I went through when I first started, to even the 6 seniors I have now, it's going to be tough for me, just because contemporary walking away and the success we had. Because when I first initially came in, I wasn't expecting all this. I just wanted to put Rome back on the map to compete again. I love the game of volleyball. I love coaching. I love coaching these girls and boys, and just seeing the growth in each of these individuals and how much they matured. It's going to be very, very tough for me just to step away. But I hope with success of my the coaches and the JV and modified level, and even at the boys, I think they can still continue being great and continue that process that we've built. And because we've been getting great numbers every year, so I'm so proud of these 6 seniors, and I wish them the best. But I mean, we still got a job, we still got sections coming up. So, but I'm gonna be very missing all these girls and boys that I've put my heart and soul into the program.
Well, coach, as a RFA alum here myself, I could not be prouder of you for the job that you've done. And like I said, I follow all the RFA sports. You name it, I follow it. I couldn't be more proud of the job that you've done to get this program back to where it is today. And I know this program will miss you dearly, but we owe you a lot of thanks and for everything that you've done for the girls, the program, the school, everything. So I could not be more proud of you, and couldn't be more happier to talk with you here this morning.
I appreciate it so much, and it's an honor to be able to talk to you. I hope we can get more of this for future coaches to really spread the game of volleyball. Thank you so much.
We absolutely will, coach. Listen, best of luck the rest of the way, and go chase another Section 3 title.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, coach. He's done a fantastic job with this program, and sad to see that he's going to be calling it retiring. I guess I'll say stepping down. When he got this job, I remember I said to a lot of Rome people, I said this program is in really, really good hands with Coach coming on board, and he's taken this program to a whole new different level. And they'll finish strong. Kind of similar to last year. I think New Hartford got them earlier in the year, and then they beat New Hartford for the Section 3 title. So we'll see if history repeats itself again with RFA, who again is off to a fantastic start. So thanks to Coach for jumping on with me here this morning on the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. So I'm glad we were able to make that happen. We had some audio problems on the beginning, but we got Coach in here at the end. Thanks to him. Thanks to Coach Judd. I'm going to give you my 2 picks for the NFC AFC Championship, and then the exciting news I wanted to share. Look next week on my Facebook page. There's going to be some Rockpile merchandise that you will be able to purchase. Yes, they'll have some Rockpile gear, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, you name it. It'll be out there. So I'll make sure I post that link next week. And then you feel free. You can wear any of the memorabilia, merch anywhere you want. So it'll be available. So I'll make sure I post that. So the 2 games today, who do I like? Well, the first one, the AFC Championship game. I know many right now are riding with Denver at home, who is an underdog. Bo Nix not playing in this game. Jared Stidham is the guy filling in. I don't have any questions or any doubts that Sean Payton will have Jared Stidham ready to play in this game. However, I am still riding with Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots to go on the road today and find a way with Drake May, who I think should be the MVP of the season. I think they find a way to go into Denver and beat the Broncos. I do think it'll be a close game. I'm going to go 2017 New England. The NFC game, this is going to be a rematch. Again, these 2 teams played 2 really good games. They split in the regular season. I think one of them was 20-17 or 20-19. And then the other one, I think just recently was like 38-37 in overtime. I am rolling with Coach Mike McDonald and the Seattle Seahawks today at home. I think defensively, they're going to find a way. I think they've been the best defense in the league this year. I think they find a way to run the football. Depends on the Sam Darnold, what version you're going to get. If we get the Sam Darnold that doesn't turn it over, I think they win. If it's the Sam Darnold that turns it over, I think the Rams win. I will say this, and I don't care who wins this game at the end and who wins the AFC Championship game. The winner of this game wins the Super Bowl in a few weeks. So I'm going to go with the winner of this game to win the Super Bowl no matter who they play. I think these two teams are the two best teams left. I think the Rams are really good. Matt Stafford, who's another MVP candidate, who's played really well. What team defensively can slow the other team down today, I think, is the deciding factor. But I'm going Seahawks today. I like them 24-20 today at home, and I like Seattle, New England to play for the Super Bowl here in just a few weeks. So, again, I want to make sure I thank Coach Judd, Coach Pete for tuning in here this morning with me to the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch, and thanks to everybody out there that makes this thing happen every week. So enjoy your weekend, everybody. Enjoy championship weekend. Be safe out there with the snow. If you don't have to travel today, stay indoors and tune in and watch some football today or watch some of the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Have a good weekend, everybody.